Wednesday. I wake, stretch. Sun is shining into my room, making my blue walls glow. Spot stretches too. He slept with me all night, warm and soft. I fall back on the pillow and Spot lays his head on me. He licks my face and I say, "Time for school." Dressed, I pass Mama Yaya's bedroom. It's empty except for my mother's ghost, lying on the bed as still as an alligator, sunning. I ignore her. I've seen her so many times, but Spot stops, ears perked, tail, and even the hair down his spine up. "You see her?" I say. Spot doesn't move. "It's my mother from long ago. She doesn't mean harm. Most of the time she sleeps like now, or just sits and stares." Spot turns his head and looks at me like he understands everything I say. I guess she misses us, or else she's waiting for something. I don't know what. It's been 12 years. Spot licks my hand. I swallow. I can't touch her, or talk to her either. Not really. I can talk, but she won't answer back. I don't know why. Sniffing, Spot lifts his head high into the air. I think, Juliet should have had a dog. She might have been less sad if she'd had a dog. Spot turns and prances down the stairs. Weatherman says a big storm is coming. Might be a hurricane. What'd I tell you? Mama Yaya clicks off the fire beneath the pot. I knew it. Just knew it. I saw the birds leaving their trees. Saw how the water was slow to boil. Don't stay after school, Anisha. I need you to pick up supplies. Milk, bread, rice, beans, bottled water. You think this is going to be another Betsy? Before I was born, Hurricane Betsy tore up New Orleans. I saw old clips on the news. Mean Betsy. Some of the folks didn't have clean water or any food. Mama Yaya wants us to be prepared. Spot sits, begging at Mama Yaya's skirt. He's already had breakfast. Mama Yaya gives him a piece of toast. I giggle. Mama Yaya puts a plate before me. The over-easy egg is bright yellow and white. I puncture the egg and watch the yellow river swirl on my plate. I take hot sauce and sprinkle the runny yolk red. Instead of cleaning dishes, Mama Yaya sits at the table with me. Her hair isn't neat. It's matted to her head like she's just gotten out of bed. Mama Yaya never comes to the table without her hair combed. She's also left her teeth in their glass. Her cheeks look hollow. She sucks air through her gums. It's a brief whistle. Spot comes and lays his head in her lap. She pats Spot's fuzzy head, but she doesn't look at him. I sit up straight and pay attention. I had a dream. Don't know yet what it means. I'm not worried. Mama Yaya often has dreams. Just as she knows about things before they happen, her dreams can tell her things too. Sometimes she dreams I'm going to have a pop quiz in school. Vocabulary, math, so I'll study extra during breakfast. Orange juice, bacon, and eggs are the perfect study food. If I'm lucky, Mama Yaya will make grits or hash browns too. Most times, Mama Yaya's dreams are about who's sick, who's delivering a baby, who got laid off from a job. She dreamed Mr. Bailey was going to break his leg. She told him he was too old to be spreading tar on his roof. But Mr. Bailey waved his hand, saying, 70 plus 7 is a lucky number. He slipped off the ladder just the same. For an entire month, he scowled at me, stomped his crutches whenever I brought him Mama Yaya's fresh-baked pralines. Usually, breakfast is my favorite time of day. Me and Mama Yaya talk about school. I want to sail all the blue on the globe, I'll say, whether I need new shoes. You're growing so big, she'll say. What I want for dinner? Pork chops, I'll say. And my weekend chores. Clean the bathroom, she'll say. We talk regular, everyday stuff. But today, Mama Yaya sits across from me, her brows wrinkling like cornrows. I'm surprised because Mama Yaya usually cleans while I eat. She can't stand dirty pans or a greasy stove. She is talking to me serious. In my dream, Lanisha, storm clouds come. Wind comes. Rain smacks down. The water clears. Sun comes out. Folks go about their business. Everyone is happy. But then, everything goes black. Like someone pulling a curtain, or a shroud being pulled over the dead, or God turning out the lights. She smacks her hand on the counter and stares at the ceiling like some truth is up there. I stare too, but all I see is our kitchen lamp with dead bugs and its glass basin. I stare and feel a wee bit of fear. Usually, Mama Yaya understands her dreams. I am scared not by her dream itself, but because she doesn't seem to know what it means. Mama Yaya gets up and picks up the pot of scalded milk from the stove's back burner. I think the storm might be bad, she says certain, but not as bad as Betsy. She pours me cafe au lait, mixing the milk from the pot with coffee in my cup. Since I was 5, I've been drinking cafe au lait. It makes me feel grown up. Now that I'm older, I realize Mama Yaya doesn't use much coffee. Still, I pretend I'm drinking exactly what Mama Yaya drinks, and not just 99% hot milk. Mama is upstairs, I say. I know. What's she doing? Just sleeping, though I don't know why a ghost needs to sleep. She could be sailing the seas or flying to Africa. I don't know why I'm talking about my mother. I used to talk about her a lot when I was little. I wanted to know everything about her, but I discovered there wasn't much to know. Mama Yaya pats my head, just like she patted Spot. Pat, pat. I don't mind. Mama Yaya's eyes are still crinkled with worry. She picks up my plate. The egg and hot sauce has made it glow like yellow, orange, and red finger paint. Hurry, you'll be late for school, she says. I grab my notebook of assignment sheets. Even though our school books are tattered and old, we aren't allowed to bring them home. Spot scurries up. I say, stay. Mama Yaya needs company. Not with ghosts in the house. Got all the company I need. Spot isn't allowed in school. Besides, he sees ghosts too. He does? Mama Yaya and her cane move closer to Spot. She is bending, peering down at him. Her Coke bottle-covered eyes looking into his baby browns. I can tell she's smiling inside. Spot will give her someone to talk to. Mama Yaya, I think, will be chattering away before I'm down the porch steps. I open the screen door. The sun is ever so bright. I can smell the trees, flowers, and bacon. Everybody in my neighborhood loves bacon. Probably a dozen families are frying it right now. I turn back and say, do you ever think my mother's ever going to stop being here? She'll stop when she finds her purpose. Go on now. You'll be late. Then, you want some bacon? She says to Spot. I smile. Mama Yaya and Spot are going to have a good day. My day is fine. I even like PE. I run track and win. Jinya, pronounced like Virginia but without the ver, comes in a close second. Jinya has the biggest smile, an itty-bitty nose, and beautiful cornrows with crystal rainbow beads. Jinya is popular and cute, not like me. Every PE class, she's been nice to me, not stuck up. I wish she were in one of my other classes. Except for PE, I only see her in the halls with the cheerleading girls who like to stroll after school on the Riverwalk, trying to look cute. Last week, Jinya even asked me to go try on clothes at the mall. No one has money to buy, but that doesn't change anything. Hours can be spent trying on clothes, drinking a big gulp at the mall. Still, I didn't say yes. I think Jinya feels sorry for me. I don't need anyone's sorry. Besides, even if she is sincere, her friends wouldn't be. Sooner or later, someone will bring up my weird eyes, or say, you see dead people, or false pity me about not having parents, or calling me an orphan girl, or worse. More worse, they'd call Mama Yaya a witch. Then I'd have to fight. I like Jinya too much to ruin her good time. Still, she keeps asking. I think it's because she didn't go to my elementary school. She doesn't know that I've always been on my own, except for Mama Yaya and the neighbors who watched me grow for a long time. Lanisha, after school, want to hear my CDs? I got some new ones. Jinya is smiling, her hands on her knees, still panting from running. I can't. You always say that. I'm tempted. Mama Yaya wants me to go to the store. I'll go with you. My eyes widen, but I only say, okay. All through math, I'm distracted. I don't think Jinya means what she says. Still, I hope. Wonder if she'll wait for me after school. At lunch, I eat my tuna sandwich and apple juice at my table. I call it my table because no one will sit with me. But, unlike Tashawn, I don't try to be invisible. I sit right in the middle of the cafeteria. I'm not ashamed of me. In class, folks don't like to sit near me either. In my old school, teachers used to make them. Then there'd be hollering, I don't wanna. I guess when teachers figured out sitting by myself didn't bother me, they let it go. It does bother me that kids don't sit beside me. I just don't let it show. During lunch, I read. During class, I stare at the teacher and blackboard. I blot out all the kids being rude. I sometimes imagine they're just ghosts too. But today, I am itching with thoughts of Jinya. Twice, Miss Johnson asked what's wrong with me. I can't answer her. Part of me feels embarrassed, and I'm not sure why. But I watch the clock. Anyhow, its hands measure time, super slow. I tell myself I know better than to want something so bad. If my uptown family has taught me anything, it's taught me that. If I thought it would add up to anything, I wouldn't hang out with Jinya after school. Why worry that once she found out about me, she might diss me like my uptown relatives? Click. Finally, the clock's big hand points to 12. Its little hand points to 3. The school bell rings. I steel my heart. I won't get hurt. I didn't think buying milk, bread, and water could be so much fun. Mr. Ung owns the corner store, and him and Jinya talk about his daughter, Main Jing, in Vietnam. We're pen pals, says Jinya. When Mr. Ung has enough money, he'll send for Main Jing. When we're older, she's going to show me Vietnam, the land of 1,000 temples. Put it on Mama Yaya's account, I say, pointing at the bread, milk, and water on the counter. Sure thing, says Mr. Ung. He knows neighborhood social security, disability, and welfare checks come on the first of the month. Mama Yaya always pays. She stretches her social security to include me. It is Wednesday, the 24th. On the first of the month, we'll feel rich, have fresh shrimp and hot and dewy sausage. On the second, we'll be poor again. Is Mama Yaya planning on a hurricane? Asked Mr. Ung. Weatherman says big hurricane coming to Florida. She says a storm's coming. Told me we had to prepare. Mama Yaya's ghosts say so? Prepare? Storm's coming to New Orleans? Or hurricane? Her ghosts say which? Mr. Ung understands ghosts. He told Mama Yaya that Vietnam was filled with them. From time to time, the two of them talk about ointments and roots. Mr. Ung confides his worries about his ancestors. He hopes his cousins in Vietnam are caring for his parents' graves. Mama Yaya says, I understand. Then, Mama Yaya hugs him. Mr. Ung bows. Their conversation is always the same. Not ghosts this time, Mr. Ung, I answer, shy to be talking about ghosts in front of Jinya. She dreamed it, I say, wincing that these words are no better. Jinya will leave me soon enough. Just wait. Ghosts, dreams, she'll say, disgusted, thinking I'm too crazy to bother with. I grab the bags and go. Outside, it's cloudy, shrill with wind blowing through the cypress trees. The sun seems to have disappeared. My grandmother sees things too, says Jinya. We just don't talk about it. I smile. Jinya smiles back. She slips her hand over mine and grabs the bag with milk and water. The humidity is high. It is still New Orleans hot. Mosquitoes are eating my neck. Up ahead, there's a crowd on Mr. Palmer's porch. He's an amputee. Both his legs are gone because of diabetes. Every day, his wife rolls his wheelchair onto the porch with a TV stand and a small color TV. His pug, Beanie, curls up beneath where his feet ought to be. Both spend their days on the porch until Mrs. Palmer comes home from making beds at the Hilton. If it rains, Mrs. Palmer knows neighbors will take Mr. Palmer inside. She leaves him a pitcher of beer and a paper sack filled with sandwiches for lunch, a bone for Beanie. Neighbors drifting by will sometimes leave pecans or an apple. Everybody knows not to leave sweets. Let's go see, says Jinya. We walk up to the porch saying, Hey, Mr. Palmer. He nods. 6 or 7 people are standing around the small TV. No one says much. I recognize Rudy, Mrs. Watson, and some kids from the school. Max is there, but he doesn't pay me any mind. Everyone stares at the TV. I press in, too, watching the weatherman with a big head of blonde hair. His stick is pointing at lines and names on the screen. There are blue, green, brown colors, all good colors. Blue means happiness, green nature, brown earth. The Atlantic Ocean is blue. Florida sticks out like a green and brown thumb. But the weatherman keeps scratching at his collar like he can't get enough air. He makes me nervous. There's a white circle cloud, too, twisting slowly on the small screen. White is sacred, pure. In the cloud's center, it's red. The red glows, contracting, then growing bigger than before. It has already passed over islands. Now it's rushing towards southern Florida. Mama Yaya says red can mean love or energy or blood, danger. I realize the TV sound isn't on, but none of us need to hear the man speak. We can all see.